What's going on? What's going on, yo? What's going on? Judging off of Z's usual absolute lateness, this is that should get a pass for that. That's what Mr. Z is saying. This is easy. This wasn't late. Not off of not off of Z's metrics. Z will have to create a whole new metric for you. Yes, right. Practically on time. See a whole 13 minutes late. I'm practically on time. That's what I said. Shout out to all of you. Um, so this is gonna be a bit random. We're gonna talk about a few things. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. So let's start off with speaking about that Jubilee conversation. All right. This is gonna be quick. I know Dr. Thunder covered it. I know it's making its rounds around the Black Manosphere and everybody's getting their kind of commentary about it. Eh, young people talking about, you know, young people talking about relationships and upbringing and compatibility and money and yawn. It was Black relationships 101. I heard mature young folks, young men and women, Black men and women, but without data, a lot of one-liners that circulate around the Black community that are factually inaccurate got to roam around. The HIV conversation, um, interracial conversation. A lot of it was very expected for that demographic, and that's not an insult to those young folks. It is to say these folks aren't engaging with Black Manosphere talking points. They probably would see us as a bunch of weirdo, sexist, misogynistic, misogynorist, fatphobic, colorful, colorist, featurist, texturist, LGBTQ, anti, whatever the hell. So yeah, the conversation was not, you know, yeah. I watched it. There might be a segment I want to cover, but outside of that, you know, eh, right. And shout out to those young folks. Let the young folks be young folks. Let them have their experiences. Yeah, yeah, right. And somebody said in the comments too. How is Jubilee able to always find the "I wasn't Black enough" crowd, right? And then, like, for real, like, all the Black people in America, how is it that liberals, conservatives, these internet, talk shows or whatever the hell are always able to find the "I wasn't Black enough"? But Black people told me I sound too white. Like, bro, we're always able to find two and three of these folks. I never seen so many "I wasn't Black enough" Black folks in my life. But somehow you put a camera up and the hair go another Black person. I wasn't Black enough. And Mr. Z been around a lot of Black folks from various backgrounds, different educational backgrounds, different upbringings, but somehow the people that made me feel the most uncomfortable were Black people and Black folks. Jesus Christ. Huh? Yeah, I saw it. I saw it, Ishmael. Ishmael says, "Hey, congrats are in order for Travis Kelsey. Sun came up. Look, you know, it there is something to be said about the Black Manosphere being correct. Shout out to you, Chrissy, with that damage control ass video you put out with the whole Travis Kelsey, what's her name? No, Nicole, whatever the hell, um, when that was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Shout out to her. Right? Shout out to you, Chrissy. Kelsey Nicole? No, not Kelsey Nicole. That's Travis Kelsey. What's her name again? But yeah, her. I find her far more attractive than Taylor Swift. It's not even a competition for Z. With that, she not sitting on damn near almost $1 billion, right? But as we said, look, the white men are gonna white men. We already told them. Kayla Nicole, thank you, Gender Warlord. Kayla Nicole, thank you, Excalibur. Kayla Nicole, right? White men are going to white men. Mr. Z has said this before. We need to cut it out in the black community with this. Once you go black, you never go back. First of all, that was mainly for black men, white women relationships or situationships, and that's not even fully accurate. But white men have definitely been getting they chocolate swirl thing on with all manner of black women, and they go right back home to their white wife, or they turn around and marry a white woman. Huh? White men been on what Travis Kelce is on, Machine Gun Kelly, huh? Marky Mark, Kid Rock, name them, right? An attractive black woman is an attractive black woman. With that, non-black men, white guys, Latino guys, maybe an Asian here or there, have partaken in the quote unquote brown sugar and enjoyed that for a season, and then ended up with the same type of women from their background that you would have never thought. Kay Nicole might not be the baddest, but she got a nice body on her. What that mean? He ended up with pencil thin, uh, Taylor Swift, and there you go. Mr. Z called it. Didn't Mr. Z call it? You know what? For y'all, I'm gonna go back, go find the streams that I did about that, and we gonna play it because I'm pretty. If Mr. Z remember correctly, Mr. Z did say, you know what? They're gonna mess around and get married on her on your last watch, and there you go. Huh? And thank you. And Trail says that phrase, once you go black, you'll never go back. That phrase was, excuse me, that phrase really was about white women not being accepted by white men after being sullied by a Negro. Exactly. Huh? Ah, huh? They ain't gonna mess around and get married and have kids and possibly stay married for a lifetime. Shout out to Black Uru. Black Uru called it also. I remember that. Black Uru said, "Hey, she ain't never really dated a man. Like, look at all of her exes. Travis Kelce's the first man she ever dated. She's gonna be smitten by him." Was that a year and a half, 2 years? We'll just go say 2 years. 2 years later, and there you go. And we called it over here. Just saying.
A few moments later.
We called it. Huh? What's going on, Art? Ah. Anyway, moving back along. Yeah, the Jubilee clip. It's the young people being young people, right? The young lady that said with the fro that said, money first. We expect that the lighter skinned mixed young lady raised by white parents. She was a bit honest. She's used to being. She did the whole "I want to be my authentic self." Have fun with that. Yeah, have fun with that. These people want to be loud and obnoxious, and then wonder why the masses of men with any type of resources whatsoever ain't checking. Have fun with that, ma'am. Fun time, not a long time category coming your way for a lifetime. Huh? Uh, ain't no way. Passport bros, passport. Tell me you're lying. Tell me that's a joke. And Passport Bro says, Z, Travis Kelce got a new American Eagle commercial. The sisterhood is losing their minds all over social media. Tell me you're lying, Passport Bros. Oh no. Huh? Art says the tragic mulatto, it never ends, right? And yeah, look, she gave her story. Her biological father is in prison, I think she said, and she was raised by her stepdad since she was 1 years old or something along those lines. So, the brothers, I guess, couldn't keep their hands off of her mom. Um, and yeah, there was another um mixed-ish curly hair brother that was there. Shout out to Jubilee, British accent and all, or UK accent and all, and yeah, shout out to that Jubilee clip. Yawn, right? Moving along. So there are a few things that I actually want to cover. It's random, right? Random. So I only have a few seconds of this clip. I wanted to actually put my own twist and commentary on it. I've seen other people have covered it. I haven't watched anybody else's coverage of it. But if you have daughters, so some of y'all already know where Z is going, and you know your daughters are a handful, this brother kind of gives a blueprint on how to address the young men or just men, depending on who your daughter is, that your daughter introduces to you as a romantic interest.
She might not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I tell you that, brother. And they have mouths when it comes to them getting into disagreements and engagements with men. And they will verbally put some lashings on you, brother, because they don't respect men. I'm just giving it to you forefront, brother, so you know what you're going.
So shout out to everybody that beat Z to this. This been sitting in my download file, I don't know, for a week or plus, a week or something. I saw a couple of people beat Z to it. But yes, as the brother said, look, and I think I have a version that might be a bit longer that I've downloaded, but anyway, either way, this brother, more seasoned gentleman, saying to the young man, "Hey, look, my daughters, hey, they don't." Essentially, he's saying they don't respect dudes. They don't respect men. You gotta be prepared. They're gonna be talking to you crazy. Huh? Ain't no respect my authority going on with them. They ain't doing it. Huh?
You will respect my authority.
He's telling you that his daughters are not doing it. Huh? With that, we've said, and I've done a couple of streams over the past few years of the daddy's girls, right? Or the girl dads. That's the better way. The girl dads, and saying, look, shout out to the girl dads, and we have girl dads, you know, that frequent Mr. Z's channel and our subscribers, and shout out to y'all. Being honest about, and we talk about your adult daughters, maybe not so much your teenage daughters, although, right? Being honest with the young men, or the men are pulling them to the side and be like, hey, look, I only saw her on the weekends, right? I only had weekends, right? So yeah, she's a lot like her mom, and just letting you know. Huh? Because what's happening, and Mr. Z's pretty sure some of your daughters are crying on your shoulders at 20 something and 30 something, maybe even 40 some odd years old. Huh? Crying on your shoulders about how these men are not this or not that. We know. But your daughters are talking to us like.
The problem is we don't have enough women disrespecting men. We don't have enough women humbling these men and putting them in their place. We need to start making these men feel worthless because they are. Okay? Call him a bitch. Disrespect him. Put him down. Make him feel bad about.
I don't even got to play the whole clip. If you want, your daughter's crying on your shoulder, huh? Your daughter's telling you how these men aren't taking her seriously. They won't stay around. But your daughter's talking to the young men and the young men like that. Huh? Just saying. Dear Ryan Clark, which the men have treated women horribly. That's your daughter, sir. Maybe not your literal daughter. Just saying. Huh? Yikes. You want to know how else your daughter sound?
Wait, top tier. Your dick is not equal to my
Deep ass voices and all.
wait, top tier. Your dick is not equal to my fucking pussy. Point blank.
His
Period.
dick ain't equal to your fucking bills neither.
God damn. Look, at the end of the day, I ain't
Them
fucking
bills
no
got
broke
your
ass
them
nigga.
bills got your name on it. They don't have his dick name on it.
At the end of the day, I ain't fucking no broke ass nigga. Do what you want with your pussy.
Yeah, you
but
don't
this
have to
pussy
fuck
got
no
a price
broke ass
tag on
nigga.
it. Straight
You
up.
look, no. You can fuck a nigga that ain't broke. That's not a problem. But just because he ain't paying your bills, don't mean he fucking broke. That mean it ain't his goddamn responsibility. Your bills got your name on it. It don't have his
But
dick name on it.
Shout out to both of them. Deep ass voices and all. Huh? To the Ryan Clarks of the world and the DL Hugleys of the world. Huh? These are your daughters. The ones that you keep on telling us, well, men have been so horrible, so Sha'Carri should be able to, strike her boyfriend and nothing comes of it? I mean, Ryan Clark didn't exactly say those words, but he kind of said those words, yeah. Yeah, about that. So shout out to that more seasoned brother for just saying it straight and not trying to just offload his daughter onto some unsuspecting young man, right? With the we won't accept returns, huh? We don't accept returns because let's be very clear. Mr. Z was out in this dating scene, and I met a couple of fathers, literally like three, and definitely two of them. Oh yeah, they would definitely try to offload their daughter. You could tell, huh? You could tell they were trying to offload their daughter. Yeah, you and your wife or your ex-wife then raised a goddamn gargoyle, huh? You try to offload her as quick as possible, so by the time this brother realized what he has, you already rocked her down the aisle. He already put a ring on it. This is why Mr. Z, shout out to BGS, also says, leave them on the lot, right? And send them back to the manufacturer. Yeah. Leave them on the lot and send them back to the manufacturer. Leave them on the lot is leave them for their family and friends and relatives. Send them back to the manufacturer and send them back to the white technocrats. Huh? The white CEOs, the white technocrats, the white social designers, mainly old white men. The white ad execs. Huh? Send them back to the market. So leave them on the lot or send them back to the manufacturer. Especially sounding crazy. Be mean to them. Okay, lady. Huh? So once again, we're gonna play it again and shout out to that brother.
She might not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I tell you that, brother. And they have mouths when it comes to them getting into disagreements and engagements with men, and they will verbally put some lashings on you, brother, because they don't respect men. I'm just giving it to you forefront, brother, so you know what you're going in.
Right? And Trell says emotional intelligence equals feel how I, excuse me, emotional intelligence equals feel how I want you to feel and don't make me feel bad about it. That's exactly ding, 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 ding. Huh? And Afro Merchant says, shout out to Pops. Shout out to Pops. Well, yeah, exactly, Trell. Exactly. And even Logan, the white lady who's I guess connected with Hinge or whichever one of those dating sites, she told you straight up the women ain't ready. When the women say emotionally intelligent, and she had to be pressed a bit by Scott Galloway for her to admit that. The women are using these terms. Shout out to FD Signifier. Shout out to Foreign Man. Shout out to Conscious Lee. Shout out to all you brothers that pretend like y'all believe them, or even worse, you actually believe them. It's not just a white woman thing. None of these women mean that. Because when you put their back to the wall and show what emotional intelligence really look like, they crumble. Trell is 100% correct. Let's put that comment up again. Emotional intelligence equals feel how I want you to feel and don't make me feel bad about it. Huh? Yikes. The women don't mean it, bro. Like almost none of them mean it. And I'm being calm by saying almost. Huh? Yikes. And Dwayne says, and thank you for the super chat. Dwayne says, the fact is that women, excuse me, the fact is that when women say they want emotional intelligence, they only care about out they only care about that when it comes with a man with money. Eh, I don't think the women mean it at all. I think it's exactly what Cheryl said. Because with emotional intelligence comes your boundaries. With emotional intelligence is your boundaries that you won't let her cross. Right? With emotional intelligence come discipline. The women don't mean any of it. That was just their highfalutin way of actually being emotionally manipulative. And they're even being called out by other women for it. What we have is feminists and white knight men who actually either believe, the feminists never believed it, right? Or pretend like they believe these women. You have the DL Hughleys, you have the Ryan Clarks, you have these type of folks who essentially tell you, look, see, I got, okay, okay, yeah, she got caught hitting him, but you mean, like I believe in the double standard. Actually, Mr. Z believes in the double standard too. But men have been so horrible to women. Okay, y'all know how Mr. Z said. So because some Arab Middle Eastern man backhanded his wife 3,500 years ago, that mean I gotta pay for it? Huh? Yikes. Because some African tribe chief had 12 wives. That mean I gotta pay for it? Huh? Yikes. Because some brother out of St. Louis 50 years ago had 5 baby mamas. I gotta pay for it? And to answer the question, Ryan Clark and his ilk are saying yes. Huh? And that's why an increasing amount of your young black men are saying, yeah, about that. Check, please. Where the Latinas and the white women at? Huh? But that emotionally intelligent thing, coming from women in aggregate, that's not just a black woman thing. The women never meant it. That was just their quote unquote educated feminist way of using this as a rhetorical weapon. And then when these supposedly emotionally intelligent women come across emotionally intelligent men, they crumble because it's just a weapon. It was another one of these. The men are barbaric. They're Neanderthals. Huh? Low emotional intelligence, low character, not likable. Huh? It was another one of those. And Dwayne also says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Let them go to pasture alone. Just put them out to pasture. I can't argue with you on that one. Huh? Exactly. And Dwayne also says, doing mental jujitsu to protect women. That's all it is. And it's not even quote unquote protection. The women don't need protecting. It's not even mental jujitsu to protect the women. The women don't need protecting. It's to signal. It's virtue signaling. The women don't need, you're placating the women. They don't need protection from who? If an increasing amount of young men aren't approaching women, they're not showing up to speed dating events, matchmaking events, mixers. The men aren't approaching the women. The men are staying away from the women. Videos of women, white, black, Latina, Asian, otherwise, saying the men aren't approaching them on the street. The women actually low key joking, but being dead ass serious. Excuse me. Saying they want to be catcalled. Huh? And I saw the articles. Whoever sent it to me, that article is a bit old. Women are doing more binge drinking than men. Huh? Say that. Trail said protection from what themselves. Low key troll, yes. Yes, actually, yes. Low key, yes. High key, low key, yes. Once again, Trail says protection from what? Themselves, and there you go. Huh? The women in a quote unquote advanced Western society, particularly when you start dealing with your New Yorks, where everything open late, how many women are being actually harassed in New York? Walking on the street, 1 o'clock in the morning, ain't nobody bothering you still. Huh? Yikes. So all that sound nice, but yeah, no, the protection, yeah, they're not even protected. They're just placated. And shout out, Mr. Z said, shout out to Black Uru has said it's gonna be a line in the sand, and you're gonna be on that BS over there, or you're gonna be over here with the men. And shout out to all the people that's gonna be over there with the BS. Have fun. Yikes. And Dwayne says, man, I'm 25 and all the women I both know and have met have all said or done something misandrous. It is insane how women my age have been radicalized. What I would say to that, especially for you being a 25-year-old, so this was the plan. Tinfoil hat, because a lot of this is speculation, but a lot of this is actually said. So radical feminists actually kind of said this. This was always the plan. They knew the women wasn't going to leave the PETA alone, so they had to radicalize them and get us to stop wanting to be around them. The radical feminists wanted all of them to be munching on each other. Exactly, Charles says tinfoil kufi, tinfoil do-rag, tinfoil kango, not the tinfoil kango, Z. Oh, number one. Number two, they're feeling themselves. They're still somewhat in their prime, 25 years old. Huh? Yeah, they're going to be talking crazy. Think about it. The superpower of being a young woman, particularly in the West. God forbid she's attractive. That is a superpower. Being an attractive young woman, of course you're going to be talking crazy. The unattractive ones are talking crazy because they're bitter and angry. The attractive ones, if they're talking, are talking crazy because she is, I mentioned it before, she's Homelander. She is Homelander from The Boys. Who can do anything to her? She is an attractive young woman. That is a superpower. And truly it is a superpower. And she gonna have that superpower for another about 3-ish years. She really should be looking to settle it down now. But she gonna have that superpower for another 3-ish years. Men are gonna tolerate her in any real respect for another 5-ish years if she's 25, assuming she's the same age as you, or these women are the same age as you. And then everything on the other side of 30, even to the point where Kim Foster was chastising Brittany Renner for actually admitting it. Oops. Huh? Yikes. So let them enjoy their superpower. This is the time when they should be all hands on deck. It's time to get a man. Let them enjoy their superpower. She gonna have that superpower for another about 3-ish years. She gonna get an extension on her superpower for 2 more years. Everything on the other side of 30. Oh, definitely on the other side of 35. God forbid she's on the other side of 40. She let herself get in her 50s. She gonna be Claudia Jordan in this mug. Z, what do you mean, Claudia Jordan? For all of you that don't know.
For your night. That's a very pro-woman, amazing, like strong, independent woman. But might I add another angle? I would feel like, why the hell ain't no one trying to scoop me up to save my life? Am I ugly? Are they better looking than me? Like, why are they getting saved and I'm over here working, taking on extra shifts now because she got Richard Gere that came and scooped her up and now she got an easy life and now I got extra corns on my toes and my back hurts because no one's saving me. So you have a very positive attitude. I would have been a little bitter like, why the fuck? Why not me? Why not? I don't want to be irresponsible. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of the goddamn cape. Somebody save me. I want to be Julia Roberts on Hollywood Boulevard in cheap shoes when some guy comes and saves me. I have worked hard since I was 14 and I had to pay. I'm sick of it, Erica.
I do understand.
It's a thankless job being classy and independent. It's thankless. I've been dating since the 1980 something and I'm still single. I'm tired, Erica. You found your man. Don't hate. Let me live this. Let me vent. You're off the strip. I am still on it. I'm in the trenches and it sucks. I'm sick of being independent. I fucking hate paying for my fucking Range Rover, my other car, my mortgage insurance, my freaking cell phone, computer, Wi-Fi. I am sick of it. I need some guy with bad health to jump on in and interrupt and say, let me take you off your shift. You've been working hard enough. So that's cute what she's doing. I'm not doing that. We are different. I'm tired. I've proven myself, and it only impresses other women. She's like, oh, that's amazing. My friend's independent. These men don't care. Come and save me, some chic, minus the dookie. Just please come and save me. I'm tired. I'm tired, Erica. I don't want to do it no more. Where's my Melania? I want the Melania Trump plan. I'm sick. I've proven myself. Since 1988.
At 88.
I'm tired. I was 15 out of paper route.
Damn, that's a long time.
72 clients. 30-cent tip for some of you bastards in East Providence, Rhode Island on 2nd Street. I remember I gave you papers 7 days a week, and on Sunday you gave me a 30-cent tip. I'm tired. So I'm glad it worked out for you, but I'm not there.
Being a strong, independent woman since 1988 is a lot, Claudia.
Since Salt and Pepper came out.
That's a lot.
I'm tired.
Damn.
So, yes.
Damn.
Excuse me if I'm a little frustrated. So I envy the girls that got taken off the pole, so to say.
Nobody said nothing about no damn pole.
But metaphorically.
Yeah, nobody said. What my point was, because here's the thing. The point was that this is a...
Take off the cape, Erica. We lost the election. We're not doing this anymore.
I'm not...
Soft life. Hookers are winning.
All about...
Hoes are winning. Hookers are in the White House again. First lady, if you will. I'm over it. No one cares. Nobody cares about independence anymore. But I respect it, but they don't.
I get it.
So Dwayne, don't worry about it. Let them enjoy this. You become a distinguished gentleman as you get older. They fight it. They try to hide it, Mr. Z Ramen, right? But in actuality, they're dying inside. Oh, they're dying. And Black Ooh says, squandered light-skinned this, and I heard it in his voice too. Yeah, look, a young Claudia Jordan, very, very attractive lady. Very attractive lady. I always liked Claudia Jordan. I like her wit, right? With that, I recall watching Corey Holcomb tell her on RMC. I recall it because I watched it. I recall Corey, and as a matter of fact, I'll bring. You know what, Mr. Z, go find it, but I know I have the audio somewhere. Let me see if they still got the video on YouTube. But I recall her being on Corey Holcomb's show over a decade ago. At this point, it's way over a decade ago. This is maybe 2011, maybe 2012. Corey telling her, "Hey, we getting older. Better stop dating these pretty guys and go ahead. You'll find you a dude." And well, we're here now. Yikes. Anyway. So, yeah, you let them age, let them do their thing. But women are calling them out for their hypocrisy and their BS. Anyway.
You want equality, but you don't want equal accountability. What's that about? Every fucking time I've come on here and shamed men, y'all love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, girl, yes, period. When I sit here and I defend women, yes, girl, yes, period. The very moment I say, hey, we need to hold certain women accountable for certain things. Well, what about the man? Well, what about men? I mean, are you seriously saying, this is so misogynistic, you must be male-centered. I mean, there's no way you could, like, women? What are you talking about, women? Well, it's the man's fault. Y'all never, ever want to hold any woman accountable fucking ever, because for some reason you have this thing in your mind that women don't do anything wrong. And maybe it's because you're the one that's like, I'm just a girl. I'm a girl's girl. Women are awesome. So much to the point where you genuinely don't think that you've ever done anything wrong because you're just a girl. You're a fucking human being with responsibility, with accountability. And the amount of people amount of women, insecure little girls that are overgrown, but the amount of women who will go out of their way to project, to shame other happy women, to try to tear other women down, and then sit there and say, well, I'm a feminist, I'm a girl's girl. No, you are traumatized and messy. The amount of times I've literally just posted me and my boyfriend being happy, and you motherfuckers are like, yeah, just wait till he cheats, go through his phone. Oh yeah, no, just wait till he fucks up. Because you've never respected yourself enough to get someone that actually respects you. I don't give a fuck what any of you want to say. That's a lot of y'all's issues. You can't find a good man because you're a piece of shit. I took the time to better myself because I was the same way. I thought that every man was a problem. I took the time to better myself. I have a man that actually gives a fuck about me. I've never once had to worry about shit that he's ever doing. Because I know I didn't choose to get with a guy that makes me everything. Y'all cannot do that. You don't believe that women can be in a happy relationship with men because you're so addicted to blaming men for shit that you could be fully accountable for as well. You want equal rights, but you don't want equal accountability. You want equal responsibility. You don't want equal blame and shame. You want men to be the blame for everything. Like, I'm being so clear here, so if anyone tries to misunderstand this, try to say, oh, you're a pick me, you're a misogynist, you just love patriarchy. Y'all love using buzzwords, but literally play into the shit yourself every fucking day. I beg you, go heal. Please go fucking heal. Y'all love to blame men for the reason that women have been oppressed for so long, when some of y'all keep us oppressed more than anything. But that's not a conversation y'all ever want to have.
And Black Uru says, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Black Uru didn't say that, but like, it, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Black Uru says, how is it these women don't know what men think of those ghastly septum rings? Black Uru, they wear them because of what men think. Because of which, it's the bonnet all over again. Except with the septum ring, it's women. It's not just black women. See, the bonnet was black women. The septum ring is the signal for all of them to give men the biggest middle finger. And shout out to Torain, shout out to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, that septum ring theory thing. I watched a couple of compilations of folks, mainly women, obviously, speaking about the septum ring and how we think that y'all a bunch of weirdos who's off your rockers. And y'all see what these men think, these straight men? You see what they think about the septum ring? Their stupid thing, the septum ring theory? Ma'am, you have purple hair. Your eyebrows are green. You're tatted all the way up, neck down. You're speaking frantically. Are you sure that the septum ring theory is inaccurate concerning you? Huh? Anyway, to the video. Look, crappy people or people who want something for nothing. This is like par for the course in the dating world and dating scene, particularly for the women. It's getting as much as you can for as little as you can. And that's what the ladies are engaging in. It's that simple. No other way to frame it. The women are just exploitative as their white zaddies. Ooh, goddamn. They're white corporate overlords. The women are just as exploitative as those white dudes. And they're just angry that sometimes it doesn't work out for them. Uh-oh. Yeah. That's all. So when this young lady speaks about accountability and quote unquote go heal, oh, that language. Right? And who said it in the comments? Actually, I saw it. Yeah, Destro says, tired of this word, quote unquote, trauma. Destro, bro. This therapy language, man. They didn't turn this therapy language into a religion. And maybe there needs to be a stream. I need to do a stream about how some of these things have just become religion for people. Not just the women, but just about anything you could think of. Because, quite frankly, people are lost in the sauce. Right? They're lost in the sauce. So these people become their prophets, and whatever their belief is becomes their belief. It becomes their religion. So that trauma language, that therapy language, yawn. But as the young lady was saying, it's just women choosing to blame men for their own shortcomings. And to be frank, just begging. Just begging. What's going on, Doc? Just begging. It's attempting to psych you out for you to offer more to her than she does to you. It's a power play, right? It's a power play. And as I play, I'm gonna play it one more again. I'm not gonna play the whole thing this time. It is for the women to have more leverage than you. And that's all that this has been. This whole entire project is about the women having more leverage than the men. Huh? And that's all this is. Unfortunately for the ladies, they just don't earn enough. Ooh. Many of them can't afford their own lives. Yikes. And as a immortal elder has said to us, he's still alive. Um, somebody got to pay for these hoes. Somebody gonna have to pay. And the women realize that. The second she stepped her big toe into adulthood and into this workforce, she realized, oh, um, I don't know if I want to do all that work for the lifestyle I'm trying to live. I need to get a sponsor. Somebody gonna have to pay, whether it's the government, whether it's an individual man, whether it's my parents. Huh? Ah, and Afro Murchison, and that's you. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. And that's you, exactly. Huh? And Doc says, ain't equality grand? Man, look, there's a pun in there too. That's a funny. That's a funny. I hear the double entendre. I see you. Right? Let Z say it again. Being single is a luxury for women now. It's been a luxury. It's a luxury for women now. And so, yes, they're kicking and screaming and starving and struggling, particularly for black women. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to still try to have the poker face, particularly black women concerning black men. And taking accountability and not blaming men puts way too much power in black men's hands concerning relationships with black women. And the ladies just can't do it. They can't do it. Play it again, Z. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
You want equality, but you don't want equal accountability. What's that about? Every fucking time I've come on here and shamed men, y'all love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, girl, yes, period. When I sit here and I defend women, yes, girl, yes, period.
Before we play the rest of that, you see how she starts this? She prefaced this by saying, when I come here bashing men, when I come here getting on men, y'all love it. Yes, girl, yes. Period. Period. Oh, I got a joke about that. I'm like, oh man, too easy, right? She's saying to you, yeah, she see you ladies. When she's quote unquote defending women, whatever that looks like. The girls are in agreement. They clapping it up. Continuing.
You want equality, but you don't want equal accountability. What's that about? Every fucking time I've come on here and shamed men, y'all love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, girl, yes, period. When I sit here and I defend women, yes, girl, yes, period. The very moment I say, hey, we need to hold certain women accountable for certain things. Well, what about the man? Well, what about men? I mean, are you seriously saying, I mean, this is so misogynistic, you must be male-centered. I mean, there's no way you could, like, women? What are you talking about, women? Well, it's the man's fault. Y'all never, ever want to hold any woman accountable fucking ever, because for some reason you have this thing in your mind that women don't do anything wrong.
It's not about not doing anything wrong. It's about doing wrong and getting away with it. It's about transgression and getting away with it. It's a power play. You sit around older women and they tell you and they know exactly what it was and what they were doing. It's a power play. The centering men is on some borderline gang talk. Oh, you sided with them? God forbid you're black. Oh, you sided with them Negroes? And Negroes is not the word they use. You sided with those Negroes? Those? Huh? It's not that women don't think other women are wrong. It's that she's wrong, and so what? Huh? Particularly in the black community. Yes, she did that, and so what? Oh man. Continuing.
You want equality, but you don't want equal accountability. What's that about? Every fucking time I've come on here and shamed men, y'all love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, girl, yes, period. When I sit here and I defend women, yes, girl, yes, period. The very moment I say, hey, we need to hold certain women accountable for certain things. Well, what about the man? Well, what about men? I mean, are you seriously saying, I mean, this is so misogynistic, you must be male-centered. I mean, there's no way you could, like, women? What are you talking about, women? Well, it's the man's fault. Y'all never, ever want to hold any woman accountable fucking ever, because for some reason you have this thing in your mind that women don't do anything wrong. And maybe it's because you're the one that's like, I'm just a girl. I'm a girl's girl. Women are awesome. So much to the point where you genuinely don't think that you've ever done anything wrong because you're just a girl. You're a fucking human being with responsibility, with accountability. And the amount of people amount of women, insecure little girls that are overgrown, but the amount of women.
Wait a minute, don't that sound like Z? Insecure little girls that are overgrown. Wait a minute. Think we got a content creator that says stuff like this all the time. Little girls in grown women's bodies. Petulant children throwing temper tantrums. Huh? Wait a minute, I think we got somebody that says this all the time. Huh? Saints here, I ain't gonna read that out loud, but I'm saying though. Huh? And it really is about that shirking of accountability and responsibility for one's actions as an adult, for one's upkeep as an adult. Fundamentally, what we have are groups of people, women, who don't want to pay for their own autonomy and independence. They don't want to pay financially. They don't want to pay spiritually, emotionally, physically, right? They don't want to pay for what it means to be them. They don't want to pay for that apartment, that condo, that house, that car note, those clothes. They don't want to pay for that gun. What gun, Z? I know. Huh? They don't want to pay for any of it. They're feeling some of the weight of their independence and autonomy in their screaming, in their dry begging.
Go out last night with a couple of girlfriends.
At this point, digital panhandling should be against the law. Viewer discretion is advised.
And we went to Wally's in Santa Monica. It was in the back. We're sitting. We're just chatting.
Shout out to self-checkout.
And they started chatting it up with us. And it was fine. We were being friendly. We were being nice. And they were like good conversation. I began to notice that these guys, within the first 15 minutes, they did not offer to buy us drinks. Mind you, we weren't drinking anything. We were just...
So what you're telling me is you're out on a girls' night and you're in someone's establishment and neither one of you guys are buying anything?
Yeah, we were actually really kind of buying time until we went to the next spot. So we're talking, 15 minutes goes by, they didn't offer to buy drinks, nothing, they're just talking to us. I get to the point where I'm like, okay, we've been here for a while, I'm getting bored, I'm getting annoyed, and we were been supposed to leave, but here we are talking to these guys that we actually aren't even really interested in.
I hear you talk about we a lot. You speak French now? Notice how she keeps trying to speak for the group by saying we, but her friends haven't shown any signs that they don't want to talk to these guys. So in typical hater fashion, not only is she broke and begging, her friends are getting attention and she's not, so it's upsetting her.
And so I excused myself to the bathroom, thinking that that was going to be the cue for the other girls to realize that, hey, either join me in the bathroom for us to regroup, or hey, let's wrap these things up with these guys and let's keep it moving to the next spot. No, I get back, still talking.
Those conversations went on so long, you went to the bathroom, they didn't even notice you were missing. What the fuck does that tell you? They were having such a good time that they didn't even notice you were gone. You're irrelevant.
So finally, I tapped my friend and I just told her, like, hey, I'm ready, like, let's go.
I'm convinced she's abusive. Because what you mean you tapped your friend like, hey, I'm ready, let's go, bitch? Just don't move by you. If you would have fucking asked me, majority rules. So if the group is having a good time with those guys, you got to sit and play great wing woman.
End up all like exchanging numbers, whatever.
Nah, don't try to smooth past that. They all end up exchanging numbers and there was no drinks bought. And that pisses you off because number one, they didn't want to talk to you. And number two, you got nothing out of it.
So when we're walking out, I was telling them like, hey, we were talking entirely too long to those guys for us to sit there and not have not one drink bought for us, not one appetizer offered to us.
She just hungry, y'all. I could see it in her face. She's starving. How you gonna police who your friends talk to? But you know what? When you think about it, when you broke and begging, you got a lot of time on your hands. That's a trifecta. Broke, policing, and begging. BPB.
I'm sorry. I am not going to be sitting there talking to guys for more than 15 minutes without them offering to do anything or offering to buy anything, especially if they see that we are not drinking anything or having anything.
But that's exactly the issue at hand. Why don't you have anything? Jobs are not unique to men. They're unique to people. You can always go get a fucking job. How do you go in someone's establishment and order nothing? You're taking up fucking space for no reason. Not to mention you're begging. You're no different from the bum that's possibly outside of that venue begging for change. You and that bum have equal value at this point.
Excuse me, but no. I am not going to be giving you my time, my energy, without you also reciprocating and giving anything back in return for it.
What the fuck are you talking about? Time, energy? He's giving his time and energy. It's an even exchange. How do you quantify that your time and energy is more valuable than his? Is he not a human being the same way you are? I can't take any more of this shit. This video about to make me lose my fucking mind. You know what? Don't mind me. I'm just a normal guy. I get a change.
And shout out to the brother self-checkout. So what Mr. Z enjoys is that we all see it for the begging that it is. Now, it may not be that she's broke or doesn't have it. It's where her femininity lies. I want us to have a more nuanced, honest, less hyperbolic conversation. Not all of these women are starving and broke. It's the way her femininity works. The way her femininity works is it needs to be validated by your money and your resources. She's less of a woman if you ain't spending. If you are not spending, you're telling her, wait for it, that she may not be worth that money in your wallet. You want her femininity at a discount, at least that's the way she sees it. Wait, you want her femininity for free. Not all of these women are broke and begging. They definitely begging, but not all of them are broke. Perfect time to read this. And Dwayne says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. Dwayne says, a lot of women view men as infinite PPP loans and not human, and it's crazy. It's borderline biological, but it is true that women do view men as you said here, infinite PPP loan. With that, you meet one that actually give a F about you and that will actually do something while she presses that infinite PPP loan button over and over again like a crackhead. Right? Pretty sure there's a pun in what I just said, but anyway. So yes, what is she going to do for that? For that umbrella of security you're going to provide? The women said they wanted transactional. No, we didn't, Z. Yes, you did through action. Ooh, goddamn. What they hate is when the men said, oh, prison rules. You said transactional. Watch this. Yeah. Yikes. But once again, it's It's good that we all see this for the begging that it is. It's good that we all see this for the cock blocking, backbiting, hating ass person that she is. Yeah. She could say it like she's some woman of extraordinary talents. Z, what you saying? She can speak as if she is someone who is upper echelon and she has the resources and the connections and she's surrounded by bum ass men who don't want to spend for her time. That's how she's framing it, right? Ma'am, clearly you're not that person. And at least this one time you went out, you were reminded that you're not that person. Light skin, brown eyes, and all. Light skin, brown eyes, and all. And the men weren't looking at you like that. Goddamn. And Vince's cool narrative, sis. Right? Yikes. And let's call Vince by his new name. All hair Balamuccio. Shout out to the brother Balamuccio.
So where are the men? Where do y'all hang out? If you don't go to coffee...
I have been watching this colony of ants for maybe the last 30 minutes. I've even given them names, life stories. That's Barlamuccio. He's always been a loner. And if you sit and watch Barlamuccio for about 30 minutes, you'll notice, he just quick to pass off. He is his own ant. And notice how he's a lot bigger than a lot of the other ones as well. Oh, Barlamuccio, I will miss you, because I won't realize which one you are after this interaction.
And thus ended the tale of Barlamuccio. Good old Barlamuccio.
For all the newcomers here, not Z with a pet ant. What's a pet ant? Barlamuccio. Get comfortable with Barlamuccio. We're going to reference Barlamuccio here and there. Well, we first started with about 2 months ago at this point, maybe 3. Yeah, Barlamuccio is Mr. Z's channel's pet ant. It's our symbol. The women talk to us like we ants, and so we said, fine, we'll be that. The women want to know what we're doing with our time. We chill with Barlamuccio. Shout out to Better You say he went to go visit Barlamuccio. He said he had drinks with Barlamuccio. You hear me? Saint Cyr said we are Barlamuccio. It's crazy because we have brothers here that are married. We have brothers that don't struggle with women. We have brothers that are doing well financially. We have highly educated brothers on Mr. Z's channel, right? We have everyday brothers. We have 9-to-5 brothers. We got reform Pookie brothers. And we like, screw that. We all Barlamuccio. We got charismatic brothers. We got tall brothers. We got short brothers. And everybody's like, screw it. We're Barlamuccio. That's what we said. Huh? Oh, man. So, this lady went to whatever restaurant, whatever bar, better yet bar. She said bar, right? Bar or club. She went to bar. And her homegirls were getting some attention, and she wasn't. Shout out to that brother for also appreciating her framing. Lady, you saying that you went to the restroom, came out, and your friends, your homegirls, your girlfriends, were engaging in conversation with the men, so clearly they didn't feel the way you felt. Number one. Number two, did they even notice you were gone? Number two. Number three, clearly they didn't feel the way you felt. Wait, so you said that number one. Yes, it needs to be repeated. Number three. So you're framing this like we're better than that, girls. We don't talk to men who don't buy us at least drinks. But reality, you just hating because none of those guys were talking to you. The conversation didn't stop when you left. The conversation clearly continued when you got there, and you ended their conversation by saying, let's go, and they still exchanged numbers. Huh? Yikes. Talk about hater. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And KMS says, men use words to clarify. Women use words for impact. Men equal get information / women love quote unquote spelling. Very important what KMS, I think what KMS means by spelling. I see that double entendre right there, sir. I see the double entendre. Women are furious that words they cast. See, I was right. Words they cast aren't working anymore as men get information about their tolerances. Say that. And I agree. The internet will expose us all. We are able to transfer information at literal light speed. At literal light speed. Huh? The marvel of human technology is that Mr. Z is somewhere in South Florida, and all of you are anywhere on planet Earth right now. Shout out to the replay gang. All of you are anywhere on planet Earth right now listening on the replay, right? And we are exchanging information about everything from current events to women effery, particularly black women's effery. This collective, this think tank is disrupting their quote unquote spelling, as KMS says. And what they don't appreciate, actually simultaneously do appreciate. Z, you're not making no sense. I'm making perfect sense. What they don't appreciate and simultaneously do appreciate is how much impact spaces like these are having. Because we are actually, as KMS says, interrupting through information these women's spelling. Mr. Z is literally using his words to inform, while the Chrissies of the world use their words to cast spells on other women, funny enough. Other black women. Other darker skinned black women. Huh? So once again, KMS, thank you for that super chat. Thank you for that super chat. I agree with 100. 100. Right? And KMS is, for clarification, we are getting information to help us get in formation. But right? This is what I'm saying, KMS, exactly. And KMS says a real man would equals a spell. Right? Quote unquote, a real man would equals a spell. Exactly. St. Cyr backs up KMS by saying the counter narrative is too strong to deny. Say that. Huh? Yikes. Shout out to Black Ruin. Black Ruin says, while she was making that video, her friends were getting smashed by those dudes. Say that. And didn't answer her phone call. Put her on what the women say? I left her on red. Left her on red while she was texting them. Right? Ignored her phone call. Say that. Thank you, Trell, for finding a way for me to say it, because you know what I really want to say. And Trell says, bitter Brenda. Because you know what I really want to say. Because you can smell it from her pores. You found a way for me to say it sanitized. Because we all know what we all want to really call her, because that is what she is. Right? Ray said they put her on Do Not Disturb. Do Not Disturb. Oh, man. For real. Mark, that is funny if you meant it the way I think you meant it with the double entendre, because that is hysterical. And Mark says, trying to disturb the flow. Which flow, sir? Huh? Oh, man. Cameron says, straight to voicemail. Yeah, you know they sent her ass straight to voicemail. Mid-stroke. Talk about flows. Anyway. And y'all gives you a second, but Saint Sir looked like he sent me something. Y'all gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Oh, and Saint Sir says, "Oh no, I didn't send you anything. LOL. I was just talking about folks needing to send you everything they see for archive purposes." Okay. Yeah, because I already checked. I was checking my email. I was like, wait a minute, I get anything, or better, I did not receive anything recent. There you go. Jesus, he over here fumbling and tumbling over his own words. But yeah, okay. Yeah. Definitely. Mr. Z always critique the women's effery. Um, Bro, it's even more than that. It's even more than that. And Vince says, Z has 500 emails from me, bro. Well, maybe not from you, but yeah, from everybody. Man. Not the doldrums. And Kim says, doldrums Debbie mad at men because she had no motion. Doldrums Debbie? I don't know why that was funny to me. That's hysterical. And you had to dig in the crates for that one, KMS. That's his doldrums Debbie. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have come up with that. I would not have come up with that one. That's funny. That's funny. She in the doldrums of the dating scene, and she wasted perfectly good. I mean, you could see she's a bit more seasoned. Will be nice, right? But she wasted perfectly good, like Black Uru says, she's wasting perfectly good light skin and brown eyes. She need a date about a decade older than her though to maximize something out of it. But yeah, no motion, Mars. That's what y'all gonna be doing. This is hysterical. Oh man. Hey, that Doldrum Debbie killed me. Cantankerous Keisha. Look, her framing. Shout out to the Black Manosphere. Shout out to you brothers that's not even associated. We're reading through the BS as KMS was saying about the spells. As a matter of fact, let's put that super chat back up. Wait a minute. Where did it go? There we go. Right? We're reading through their spelling. Right? We're reading through the spells. Her framing was one of which she was at a bar with friends, and these men weren't spending any money. And a woman of her caliber demands that a man approaches her with a gift for you being in her presence, you mere mortal. That was her framing. But in actuality, no, Z, not this again. In actuality, she's throwing a goddamn temper tantrum because she ain't getting the attention that she want. They not spending money that she want, and her homegirls ain't going along with what she doing.
Get the fuck out, lady. Fuck out.
Not you throwing the temper tantrum, ma'am, because your bar experience didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Huh? Yikes. The way she framed that, even the way she was speaking, her delivery is, I'm of this class. She sounded like the little African sister from a few months ago that we spoke of. Bean juice lady. Huh? Ma'am, nobody care about your grown woman ass temper tantrum because you went to the bar and Negroes wasn't spending. Or men, it could be any kind of man, weren't spending on you. And they didn't even notice that you left. You went to the restroom, they didn't even notice that you left. And this is a very, very, very possible scenario. And Ross says, probably a lower class black woman with her upper class white friends. It's possible that, because that would explain her leaving and the conversation continuing like ain't nothing happened. Huh? That definitely look a white. I had a conversation with a coworker the other day about this. How some of these brads, the sheer, I don't even know if there's a word for it. Like, black men speak about indifference. Y'all hear Mr. Z bring it up. You know, the apathy of young men, namely black men, the apathy, being despondent, right? Being indifferent. But the sheer in utter indifference, white men in particular, but non-black men, but white men in particular show black women. Like, if that was a crime, all white men would be in prison. Most white men. Huh? So it's very possible. To be fair, she probably went with black women. But it's possible, as you said, Ron, that she went with some white women. And they was just enjoying the vibe, and the white dudes walked up, and they didn't offer to buy no drinks, and they were just talking, and they exchanged numbers. She disappeared into the restroom for a while, and nobody cared, and nobody noticed. Huh? Good point. And Sherelle says, she said Santa Monica, though the guys were probably white. Yeah. Yep. Right? And that's okay. Dear lady, that is okay. Huh? But all it sounds like, shout out to Paul Pierce, is that you're bashing men.
That there's women that bash men that like men. Still.
Not really.
Yeah,
Maybe they
women
don't.
bash men. That's the topic of conversations in all girls groups. Y'all go get together, go to dinner, bash y'all men, go home, and have sleep with y'all men. Like, come on now.
First of all, I'm
like,
talking
come on
about
now.
when women bash men, it's based off of a
That's
place of
the
hurt.
topic of conversation
When
every
women-
day amongst women's groups. Is that not the truth? So don't try to put it on us and say we bashing women that we should like men. Y'all bash men every day. That's all y'all can really talk about when y'all get together. When I watch these Real Housewives or whatever, or Basketball Wives and all them, all they do is go out and bash their men, but they go home to their men.
But you're comparing regular women to a reality show
No, I'm
based
not.
upon
This is
drama
regular women. If I go
that's
to the-
created and scripted to
I go
create
to
drama.
a steakhouse tonight, and there'll be like a woman full of 8 at a table. What they talking about? What you think the subject of the conversation is?
Okay, but even if it is
Bashing men.
the point is
Y'all ain't talking about, hey girl, I was at work. We got this $1 billion corporation. Nah. Y'all over here bashing men every time.
So before we read his super chat, we got to shout out KMS because KMS said it's the best of men and the rest of men. We over here talking about real stuff. Even though right now, Mr. Z talking about women's effery, right? And particularly black women's effery. With that, Paul Pierce said something very important. He pretty much sounded like you, KMS. Y'all not talking about no business deals at that goddamn table. You're bashing men over there. We have done streams that where the conversation went political for 2 and some hours. Geopolitics, history. Mr. Z could bust a freestyle on y'all right now on some car stuff and riff on that for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5, right? Easy. Without missing a beat. Where are the ladies that can do that? Huh? Yikes. And on that note, reading KMS's super chat, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. And KMS is not the slow motion for me remix. He says in my juvenile voice, no motion for thee, no motion for thee. Not the slow motion for me. Oh man. And I can hear the instrumental going off in my mind right now. Oh man. Shout out to Juvenile. Not the remix of slow motion for me. That's hysterical. True, and St. Cyr says well-rounded people on this side. Exactly. Right? Yikes. So let's read this. And Dwayne says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Dwayne says, this is why I said this wrong. This is why I get irritated at the FDs and other male lefties because they like to pretend that the women don't have one foot in tradition and one foot in modernity. So this is where Mr. Z comes in with the, and I've mentioned similar to what you're saying here, patriarchy by feminist specifications. Like all of the researchers, practically, I'm gonna give myself a little wiggle room, are coming to the same conclusion that you just said, Dwayne. That the limits of feminism, it's actually imposed by women. Do you have conservatives trying to beat that back? Absolutely. No pun with that statement. The women don't want to pay their way. They want their autonomy and security simultaneously. FD Signifier literally told me that out of his own mouth. And I told him, you know what the men are doing? And I said, we're laughing. I actually laughed, actually. I actually said, you know what we're doing? Because you can't have both. And he know it, and I know it. Foreign knows it, consciously know it, they all know it. All them brothers off of waving the red flag, you think Alvin don't know? Alvin know. They all know, they placate. Whether white, black, woman, or man, anyone that's studying this man-woman relationship thing and modernity, everybody realize they're running into the same wall. The women want hypergamy and equality at the same time, and they're not going to get either. Ooh, goddamn. Now, with the tech elites running around, Peter Thiel got something for that ass, and he don't even like women. Oops. Huh? So yeah, exactly what you're saying, Dwayne. They've reached the market cap of how much you can do with this hypocrisy, this weird thing that they've tried to cobble together where women get to be autonomous while men are providing the financial security and the emotional and the physical. No. If we got to come back with the bear on our shoulders or the wolf on our shoulders, then so does she. And if she can, then so be it. If she get mauled, so be it. Trill. That's hysterical. Oh, yeah. Right. And so that's on the women. That's unfortunate for them. Right. Exactly. And Dwayne says, like Scott Galloway and that white woman he was talking to. Yeah, Logan. Logan said it. Well, the way she framed it though, when they spoke about emotional intelligence, she straight up had to say, yeah, the women, they're just not there yet. I think that's what she said, right? Something along those lines. Like when the women say emotional intelligence, they mean for them. Translation: placate them. It is what Trell said earlier, right? Agree with their emotions. That's it, right? And so, as Paul Pierce was saying, look, that whole bashing women thing, yawn, right? All that sounds nice. Shout out to the ladies. The men are always bashing women. Look, if bashing the opposite sex was a sport, women would get the goddamn gold medal every time. If bashing the opposite sex was a sport, ladies, it's okay. This is what y'all do. And men know this is what y'all do. We don't even look. Women could be in their hair salons and nail salons talking all the crap y'all want. The thing is, y'all took it off. Y'all took it out of the hair salon and nail salon and put it on the internet for the young people to see. You're bad. And now the men got a voice too. Oops. No wonder y'all take their mics. Take their mics. First off, when you're saying take their mics, you actually mean both mics. Uh-oh. Damsy, what you trying to say? We know what they trying to say. You want to cut them gonads off, don't you? Of course you do, because we're not saying what you want us to say. Number one. Number two, unfortunately for the ladies, we no longer live in the era where terrestrial radio and just television shows run the gamut on the conversation. The conversation is only what you see on Ricky Lake or Oprah or whatever the hell. Huh? Unfortunately for the ladies, your bad behavior, if somebody could capture it on their phone, is on full display for everyone once that person press upload. Huh? And the arrogance of the ladies, and as someone was saying earlier, the hubris of the ladies, is that y'all keep recording yourselves telling the men all they are is a walking ATM machine and overglorified guard dog. Yeah. Huh? Shout out to the FD signifiers of the world who think they're gonna work around this. I said it before. FD, you could have all the subscribers you want to have, build the numbers all you want. Shout out to you. I know that paycheck is fat. That YouTube check is, I know it's stupid. It means nothing if you can't get black men to marry and subsidize black women, point blank, period. And unfortunately for you, and definitely for other black women, an increasing amount of black men are marrying out, not just dating out, not just having mixed children, No, marrying out. As a matter of fact, the marriage rate for black men is increasing because the interracial marriage rate for black men is increasing. Well, damn. Black women, I think we found your replacement. Ooh, goddamn. I think black men disagree with you that only a black child can come from a black woman and only a black woman. Oops. Should have never been talking ish. Anyway. Huh? You're bad. And Passport OG says, FD pivoted to hip hop vids. He ain't got nothing for these young dudes. You know that Kendrick versus Drake um street video that he did so much numbers. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Plus, he feels like he's working around us. Yeah, about that. I keep saying foreign, consciously. What's the brother out of Philly? The dark skinned brother out of Philly. Waving the red flag. Y'all could do whatever y'all want. Y'all could say whatever y'all want. If you're not increasing black men subsidizing black women, then it means nothing. All you're doing is getting your twos and fews from YouTube checks. And well, if you're FD signifier, you definitely social media famous. You're definitely social media famous if you're FD signifier, right? But for the rest of you making your little YouTube money, Mr. Z don't got nothing but love for that. But you ain't not changing no black men's minds. Even the young black men, they have real experiences with black women. And if you can't change their experiences with black women because you can't change the behavior of black women, then so be it. Huh? So yeah, he pivoted to hip hop stuff. The hip hop stuff was making him numbers. I don't blame him for that. That still to this day, shout out to him. That Kendrick versus Drake that FD did was the best Kendrick versus Drake. I know some of y'all gonna disagree with me, but FD did the best job on Kendrick versus Drake out of anyone, including what's his name, Fontano. Nobody did a better job than FD. His breakdown was chef's kiss immaculate. Stay on that over there. Because once you come over here and talk about black women's effery, then bro. Huh? Saints here, not Omeezy, hysterical. Oh, not Lil Bill, Smitty, not Lil Bill. It's another brother out of Philly, darker skinned brother. Um, a little heavy set, right? I don't know what his name is. I've seen him on a couple of stuff, yeah. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah. A good time, exactly. And Vince's vagina arrogance, brother. Arrogance is over 9,000. It really is. Passport OG says Tommy Curry went out of his way to call out FD. I bet that shook him. Yeah, because was it on FD stream? I think it was on FD stream where consciously threatened Dr. Tommy Curry. It was on one of those. Allegedly. So full on threat, no, but very aggressive. Like I wanted to do something to him at one point, and like he essentially so I don't know, maybe my framing is off or my history is a bit off. Did Tommy Curry teach um um or he was in literal personal contact with consciously at one point? I think consciously might have took a class with it or taken a class with him. Um and I guess consciously work wasn't up to Dr. Tommy Curry's liking. Um and so he took it a certain way, right? Consciously is still salty about that. And he made mention of it on to FD, right? So yeah, and The fact that he mentioned FD, because I would mention FD also if you had Conscious Lee on your stream talking about me crazy. Yeah. So yeah. And let me read this one now. And Cyrus Burke says, "What's going on, Cyrus?" And yes, I did use it. I'm gonna go to the Twitter. I refuse to call it X. Twitter threads. And Cyrus says, and thank you for the super chat. Cyrus says, "Y'all may disagree with me on this, but I'll take the pragmatic route with FD and Dr. Umar. If they got a price, I'll hire them for the cause." Huh. I do think that FD might have access to, and more people will take him serious um, concerning certain things. Like if FD was over here, he would be a great tool to utilize for talking to those women and telling them to shut the hell up. But yeah, no, I don't actually see your take as too controversial, actually. I don't see it as too controversial, right? And pragmatism is not a bad thing. Not most of the times, anyway. So yeah, utilizing FD for whatever talents or whatever connections he may have or whatever he may know, yeah, that's not a bad thing. If he was on the right side of history, I argue that he's not. I think he is though, and I think definitely a financial incentive is also pushing him in that direction, right? But yeah, so and I want to actually make mention of something. You know, um, Bowser used the word trash a lot in her most recent piece, and stepping over the trash and not engaging with trash, etc., etc. You got to be careful how you talk, right? You got to be careful how you talk. I told y'all let them talk long enough, boy, they gonna end up at Auschwitz. You talk about trash people, and engaging with trash. Hey, lady, even if you weren't talking about black men, even if you're talking about the white racist folks, you got to be careful how you talk people. You got to be careful the words you say, the things you say, even in anger. Mr. Z's real careful. Y'all know I got a hair trigger with certain words, certain phrases, and I know it's like Z. You say this all the time. People be taking baby steps to Auschwitz. I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. Yeah, most of us may not get there. Yeah, most of us may not say, oh, all these people need to be deleted, mass deletions. True indeed. With that, people be taking baby steps to Auschwitz. Once you start calling people trash and all right, huh? Gotta be careful with these words. And once again, Cyrus, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Gotta be careful with these words. Yeah, as Vince says, words mean things. Hotel Rwanda. Yeah, I saw it. All right. Vince says, like the stream, FD. Yeah, he ain't listening. I didn't tag him. Huh? And Mr. DJ, thank you for the comment. And Mr. DJ says, 61 likes, 80 watching. Stop sneak listening and hit the like button. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Man, y'all killing me right now. I shouldn't even be laughing. Mr. Z don't got a hairline. Mr. Z don't got no hair. And Vince says, I'm fine for my hairline head ass. Like, where are we going on FD's hairline. Look, the brother got dreads. You know, sometimes that borderline traction alopecia type joint be going on with some of the brothers. Hey, I don't really see the brothers having a unusually big forehead. It is what it is, right? But on that note, we ain't gonna go down the ad hominem attacks. I disagree with his framing of things. I think we do far too much critiquing of black men and black boys' behavior in a negative way in the black community. We allow for way too much character assassination, and even FD agreed with me on that concerning black men coming from black women in the black community. And there's a cost to that. And Gen Z and young millennial men are literally showing you through action, not the words. Mr. Z is talking. Young millennial and Gen Z black men are not talking. Saying how you always say it, Z. They're just popping up to the family function with a non-black woman. And they'll let that do the talking for them. Huh? They're not going to tell you about how their mom traumatized them, talking about trauma. They're not going to tell you about their older and younger female siblings, right? Their female relatives, the girls in middle school, high school, the young women in college, black women in college. They're not going to tell you about their black female co-workers. They're not going to say any of it. They're just going to pop up to the family function with the white young lady, the Latina, or the Asian. And when you ask them why, they're not going to tell you why. Stop asking them boys to lie to you. Stop asking those young men to lie to you. Asking. I don't know why I couldn't say that earlier. And secretly, you already know why. Huh? Yikes. So on that note, y'all, just wanted to kind of play some randoms today. I think I'm gonna make this part of my intro. The cold, right? So yeah, y'all look, y'all enjoy y'all rest of y'all night. Mr. Z got things to do, we got places to be, right? And not that much time. All right, y'all. So we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. Thank y'all for listening in. And Mr. Z out. Trying to make sure I didn't have nothing last to say. We'll see if we get a stream early morning tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not. If anything, Mr. Z gonna do an afternoon stream, maybe a late night stream like today. It's not super late, but late night stream. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.